What kind of jobs do you feel are going to catalyze economic growth and increase business development?
So I love talking about this topic about jobs and economic development. I'm very passionate about that. And what I want to do is encourage everyone to go to my website, roxannecanwin.com, roxannecanwin.com. And on there, there's an issues tab, and it talks about my 100-day plan. And this 100-day plan talks about how we can focus on not only the 6th ward, but also citywide, how we need to revitalize the city and focus on economic development to bring in jobs. And really quickly, when we're talking about economic development, specifically in the 6th ward, I'm very proud of the fact that we need to create an old historic San Bernardino in that corridor on Mount Vernon. Have you been to San Diego before? Okay, so San Diego has, basically 2 parts. You have the gas lamp district, which is the young, cool, hip San Diego, right? But have you been to the historic old San Diego? Okay, well now you gotta go. Okay, so have you been? You haven't been? Okay, so if you went to San Diego, went to the historic district, it's a historic district and it has like a Mexican theme. So there's souvenir shops there. They have the Mexican restaurants, tortillerias. You can get tequila there. And there's museums there. And that's the same concept we need to create on the Mount Vernon corridor, okay? Because on the Mount Vernon corridor, this is the real Route 66. Route 66 is not downtown. It's really on the Mount Vernon corridor, okay? So we need to be proud of that history and recapture that. So what would it look like on Mount Vernon? My idea and vision is on Highland and Mount Vernon corridor, we would create a soul town, okay? Because there are historic African American churches there that are more than 100 years old. We could have museums there as well. And the Soul Town, of course, you got to have soul food in Soul Town, and barbecue, okay? And also the souvenir shops. That would be the northern part of Mount Vernon Avenue. Then as you travel further south around Meatless Cafe, now we transition into a little Latin America, okay? Now we have the Mexican and Latin restaurants, the souvenir shops, museums. I want the tequilerias and the tortillerias, and so it would be like a festive part of town as well. And that's right where you get to the transition of Route 66. And we need to incorporate the classic cars as well and really promote Route 66 there. And as you continue down further Mount Vernon, I think we should have the classic trains, the old historic train depot. We incorporate that as well. So now you have 4 different stops, 4 different areas. You have Soul Town, Little Latin America, Route 66, and the historic train depot. Let's reclaim our old historic San Bernardino. And why is that important? Because this would have a small business mom and pop focus. We need to develop the business of the people who live in that community, in that corridor. It would be for them to develop. And the beauty of it is that historic corridor would not compete with downtown. Downtown can look completely different. Maybe we'll have more like Chipotle's and like Starbucks, like chains there, okay? And those chains don't compete with the small businesses on Mount Vernon, okay? And maybe Hospitality Lane is, once again, you have your, the corporations, you have your Costco's and your big box stores there that don't compete with this little small corridor for small businesses. And so that's my idea for economic development there. Another idea for economic development is downtown. We have to revitalize downtown. So there's something called the Miracle Mile in Los Angeles. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay, so in Los Angeles, there's something called the Miracle Mile. It's on Wilshire Boulevard. And it was called the Miracle Mile because it's a specific corridor to develop jobs and business development. We need to take that same concept in San Bernardino downtown, but we're going to call it the Miracle Square. My suggestion, the Miracle Square should be bounded on the west side by the 215 freeway, to the north by 5th Street, to the east by Waterman, and to the south by Rialto. And in this corridor, we clean it up, we make it safe, we make sure that there's police presence there, we make sure that we have the restaurants, the patios, the entertainment, the bars, so that our downtown does not become a ghost town at 5 p.m. We develop the nightlife there and we make it cool and hip.